I got to tell you a story about a time I was almost kicked out of a boardroom because I was a woman. So this was when I was a sports agent. I was sitting in the boardroom with my boss, a male, and we were waiting for one of our clients to come to the office, and he walks into the office and comes into the boardroom and sits down. And I had dealt with this client for years, and this was sort of the first time we were going to spend some time together in person. But we had a great relationship, and so he sits down in the boardroom, and he's going, and we're talking, and we're having a great time, sort of catching up a little bit. And then all of a sudden, our client sort of looks at my boss as he's sort of starting to talk about the previous series. And he looks at my boss and he goes, "Oh man, she probably shouldn't hear this. Like, she probably hop out of the room." And he kind of looks at me and goes, we'll get you in a minute. And I just sort of sat there for a second, and my boss looked right at him pretty quickly and said, "She runs like all of our client rep side of the business. She knows everything. She hears everything. She's not leaving." And in that moment, he had my back. In that moment, he changed my perception with that client for sure. The client continued to go on, and we had a fun conversation for which I need to keep confidential, but I share that because my boss had my back in that moment. He had my back in that moment, and it, at some level, changed so many moments moving forward. So share this with some guys that you know, friends or colleagues, clients, maybe vendors. Consider the positive impact that this could have on everyone inside of moments that may be similar to this, how we can potentially lift one another up, how we can lift women up.